Hello, welcome to, for those of you who don't know me, but there's only one me, so you'll know me now. So we have got 2 circuits made up of 3 exercises each. We're going to repeat each circuit twice, and when we repeat each exercise, there'll be a slight modification just to up the spice, and you can take that modification if you want to, or you can stick with what we were doing on that first round. You will need a resistance band or a towel or a jumper. I'm going to use a jumper. I do have a resistance band at home, but I think because when I say, oh, you can use a towel or a jumper, and then I don't use one, some people don't know what that would look like. So I am going to use a jumper instead of a band, and I'll show you how to set that up when we need it. And also a mat, because we do have one floor exercise, and just if you want to put your knees down, that will help with some of the pressure. And make sure you've got your water. And it is an absolutely horrible day outside today. I think it has rained every day for about 2 weeks. So it is usually a nice view out into the garden, but right now it's raining. So what better time to do an indoor workout? So let's go. We've got a squat and core bend focus. So bending in the knees, hips and ankles, either with one leg or 2 legs, and we're going to have lots of bending and rotating through the core, which is going to be lovely. And we're going to warm up as part of the first circuit. So the first exercise is a pivot squat, and we're going to go for 8 to 12 reps. Again, you choose what reps suit you. If you are using a jumper or a towel, just give it a little roll around, and then you can either shorten the length or you can hold it at the arms like this. And what we do with our jumper towels or resistance bands is just hold them at about just outside the shoulders, just like that. And we're going to pull out on that the whole time, just to tighten up the shoulder and get them involved in the workout as well, which is cool. So a pivot squat is where both feet are facing in one direction, that you can see that. And then one steps out and faces the opposite wall. So if both my feet are facing my wall in front of me, this one's going to step out and turn and face this wall. And then I drop those hips down in the middle and return. So as soon as I come up, that foot comes back, and then I'll go other leg, foot facing this way, dropping it down. Okay, so we're going to do that between 8 and 12 reps. Starting now, get your towel or jumper or resistance band ready, tighten it up, pull it out, and here we go. I'm going to go for 12. 12 altogether, obviously. So dropping down. And if you're not sure about any of these exercises, just want you to take some range out of it. So you don't have to drop it as deep. Yours could be here, like this. Or if you're feeling it and you're feeling a bit bendy, you can drop it down nice and low. Knees and hips bend. Try and push those knees over the ankles. We go for one more on this side. Lovely. All done. Right, next exercise. We have got, excuse me, a side lunge, but we're going to keep both of our feet out like this. Excuse me, I'm still a bit COVID symptomy, sorry. Take a nice wide stance. We're going to keep pulling out on that jumper, and we're going to bend like that. One side to the other, and whichever leg bends, other one's going to stay nice and straight. Feeling a nice stretch in that inner thigh. Again, so we're going for 6 to 8 reps on each side. I think I'm going to go 6 this round, and then I'm going to do 8 on the next round. All right, so 6 each side. Pull that towel nice and tight. Here we go. Now, I am terrible for looking down whenever I do anything. So look straight ahead. That's it. Keep pulling out on that towel. Lovely. Stretching the inner thigh. Oh, it's really coming down now outside. There we go. Keep that breathing nice and consistent. In and out. Got one more on each side. Lovely, there we go. Right, shake them off. I am feeling warm already. It's been a while since I've done any kind of movement, because if you've been following me on Instagram, I have been in isolation for a little while. And our next exercise is going to be a downward dog to plank. So I'm going to get my mat. I'm going to show you the modification that you can use. I'm just going to angle this down slightly so you can see. So, setting up in a plank. Nice wide fingers. All of this stacked, so wrist, elbows, shoulders, all stacked one on top of each other. Bringing the feet out, pushing through the shoulders. We're going to go downward dog. Enjoy that stretch. Back to plank. Now, if that feels a little bit much, it sometimes does, what I want you to do is push back into downward dog and then bring the knees straight to the mat. Just hang here for a sec. Take a nice deep breath. Push back. Really push that floor away. Point the head down. And then come back to the knees. All right, we're going for, again, between 6 and 8 reps. Keep that breath nice and continuous. Pushing it out, sucking it in. And we've almost done all 3 exercises of our first circuit. Okay. Downward dog to planks. Push back. Back to plank. And again. Reps are between 6 and 8. I'm going to go for 2 more. Bang in the middle, I'm going to go 7. Remember to drop to the knees if you need to. Right. Awesome. All done. Grab yourselves a drink and we'll get ready for the next round with a few little changes. Okay, I'm just going to put my mat to the side. So I have a tendency to trip over it. I'm just going to angle this back up. We're going back to those pivot squats. We need our jumper or band or whatever you're using. Now, so the first round, we had it nice and tight around the shoulder. And we kept it there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to press it overhead as we drop down. Press it overhead. And as you come up, bring it back to the shoulders. All right? Swapping sides. Again, going between 8 and 12 in total. Not on each side. Get yourselves ready. Right, here we go. Again, trying to look forward, which helps keep the chest up. Both feet facing forward to begin with. Stepping out, pressing up. Here we go. Keep pulling apart on whatever you're holding. You'll feel the shoulders heating up. Lovely, that's 8. I'm going to go for 2 more. Because that's what I'm feeling today. Lovely. All done. Give them arms a little shake off. We're going back to our side lunge now. And this is where those core bends, excuse me, really going to come into play. So, before, we were here, bending like this. This time, we're going to take the arms overhead and we're going to bend through the side. So imagine you had some water in your ear and you were going to pour it out. We're going to bend the opposite way to whichever leg is bending. So if my right leg is bending, I'm going to tip over that straight leg. Then other side, bend here. And you're looking for this nice stretch through here. And remember, a stretch should feel nice, not ow. So just because I'm bending in a certain way doesn't mean that your bend has to look like that. So you might feel a nice stretch here, or you might need to go a lot further than me to get that same feeling. So do what suits you. Again, we're going to go 6 to 8 on each side, bending the opposite way, pulling out on that towel the whole time. Bend the leg, take it up, over the straight leg, back to the centre. Bend that leg, tip over that straight leg, and down. That's it. Keep it going. Ooh, some lovely stretchy feelings all over the body. It's a really good one to dust the cobwebs off. Again, keep pulling apart on that towel. We go for 2 more. I'm not very coordinated, I always forget which way I'm going. Lovely, that's it. Shake those arms off. My shoulders are feeling very warm. And now, back to that downward dog plank. Just going to get my mat. But again, like I said at the beginning, if the little bit of extra spice, that little bit of extra sauce does not feel right for you today, stick with the exercise that we were doing before, even on this second round. So we're going to go with the downward dog plank. When we're in that plank, we're then going to go for a reach. So the reach is just like, imagine you had a coffee table next to you and there was a cake on it. This is what I always imagine. And it was just out of reach, but you could try and get it anyway. That's what the reach is going to be like. So it's at shoulder height and stretching right through the fingertips for a couple of seconds. I'll show you what that looks like. So again, setting up in your best plank, everything's stacked on top of each other. Going to push back, the downward dog, come back to that high plank, reach, back in. I'll show you that on the knees as well. I find these really challenging, so halfway through my reps, I might have to go onto the knees because I find it very tough on the shoulders. So pushing back, enjoy that stretch, bring it to the knees, reach, back in, and then we're reaching other side. Lovely, get yourself ready. Again, between 6 and 8 reps in total, so not on each side. Off we go. Remember to constantly keep that breath rolling in and out. Really fill the belly and the chest with it. High plank, reach for that cake that's just out of reach, although I would never put a cake just out of reach. I would make sure that I could get it. Lost an ear pod, always happens. Lovely, push back, reach, I'm going to go for 2 more. Lovely. Bring it down to the knees. Oh, I was quite impressed with myself then. Didn't go on my knees like I thought I would. Shoulders feeling it, definitely. Just going to pop this back up. Right, that's the first circuit done. Excuse me, time flies when you're having fun. Grab yourselves a drink. And we're moving on to circuit number 2. Of course, if you're enjoying the circuit that we've just done, feel free to pause, repeat or rewind, and if you're watching on the replay, and repeat it if you want to go for 3 rounds instead of 2. If not, stay with me. We'll get on to that second round. All right. So we're going to go for a squat. Again, my apologies for the coughing. We're going to go for a squat, and I want you to set up in your normal squat stance, whatever is normal for you. So that looks different on anyone. On everybody squats differently. Whatever feels best for you. When we come down, so this is a normal squat, we're going to shift our hips one side to the other. Now, if that doesn't feel right, don't do it. Stick with the normal squat. But what it does is it puts more into the glute med, which is the smaller glute muscle, because that's the muscle that then has to control that hip shift coming out. So it looks like this. So you're squatting down, hands can do whatever they want. They might want to come out forward, they might want to stay here. You're going to shift into one hip, like that. Okay? Going for 6 each side, so 12 in total. Off we go, nice deep breaths. Again, I'm terrible at looking at my feet. I'm always interested in what my feet are doing. But try and look straight ahead at something on the wall or wherever, just to try and help keep that chest pointing forward. You can lean forward in a squat, that's absolutely fine, but a good cue is just to look straight ahead and not down at the floor. So here we go. Shifting, standing tall, shift to the other side. And already I can really feel the side of that glute working really hard. Lovely, 2 more. Lovely, there we go, shake them off. Excellent. Next exercise, we're in that sort of, I mean, it's a very wide stance, and it is technically a squat when we're like this because both feet are on the ground. However, in this one, we're going to go for a knee drive. So we're going to step and then drive the knee back up. We want to try and make this bit as explosive as possible. But again, whatever your comfort level is today, if you just want to bring it back in and pop it straight back down on the floor, that's absolutely cool, okay? So we're going to go for 6 on each side, 12 in total. Stepping out, same feeling here as we did before. Bring it up. See if you can keep your balance. I can't. One more on this leg. Lovely, swapping to the other side. Bring it up. I find all this stuff very wobbly, so I'm right there with you. Bring it up, that's it, nice and explosive. Pa, like that. One more this leg. Up, lovely, there you go. That exercise all done. Excuse me again. So we've got a narrow stance squat. So a narrow stance squat is feet together, as close as you can get them. that feels comfortable. Now we do lose a bit of range on an narrow stance squat, because we sort of get in the way of ourselves and we're not able to really drop those hips down. So, but it's still building skill in a squat, and it sort of hits the glute slightly differently as well. So make sure you're grabbing as much water as you need. We're going to go for 12 to 14 reps on this one, okay? Feet together. Again, hands can do whatever feels comfortable. And here we go. Again, trying to keep that chest forward, standing fully. That's it. Try and focus on what the ankles, knees, and hips are all doing. Keeping that foot flat on the floor. Trying to look forward. Breathing. Lovely. I'm going to go 2 more. That's it. Last one and up. Perfect. All right. Round 1 of circuit 2. All done. Grab your towel or band or jumper, whatever you're using. So we're going to go back to that squat with the hip shift, and what we're going to do with our band, again, pulling out on it, keeping it nice and tight. As the hips shift one way, we're going to go for a little reach the other way. Now again, I lose loads of range on these because my body's going, oh my God, what are you doing? And that's absolutely fine. So even if you can only do this and push it out to the side, you're still increasing the amount of time that you're spending in that position. The muscle has to work incredibly hard to keep you there. And because you're bringing the torso off balance, again, it just means that more skill is required, and we're building that squat skill, which is awesome. Okay, we're going to go for 6 each side, 12 in total. So reaching the opposite way to whichever hip we are leaning into. Here we go. Switching between the two. Really leaning into that hip. Lovely, 2 more. Oh, lovely. I really can feel that in my glute. Okay, back to that step with the knee drive. So we were in this position, we lunged, and we drove the knee up. Now, when we lean, we're going to go opposite bend and bring it up, just like in that first round. So 6 to 8 on each side. Leaning, bend, and then snap them both back. Okay? Lean, drive the knee up. Very wobbly. Two more on this side. Drive. And drive. Lovely. Swap to the side. Oh, that's made my heart rate go right up. So, what which leg I'm doing? Bending this way. No, I just did that one. Bending this way. Driving it up. Remember, if you want to just bring your foot back in like this, that's absolutely fine. Take whatever works for you. Try and keep those feet flat on the ground. Lovely, awesome. Right, One exercise to go. Back to that narrow stance squat. And we're going to go for what I call teapot arms. So we're going to keep the arms here. And as we squat down, one's going to become the spout and it's going to touch the floor. Okay? On the next one, other side. So again, we're going to go for 12 to 14 in total. Pick whichever number works for you. If you want to do more, if you want to do less, absolutely fine. Here we go. Feet nice and close together. Arms are both handles. Squat down. Reach. Touch the floor. Back up. If you can't get to the floor, just tip enough to feel that hip shift and that torso bending. Lovely, there we go. Whew. Again, imagine that water was being poured out of that ear. Tip. Oh, I'm not very good at counting. I don't know how many I've done. I'm going to go for 2 more. Big lean. Push those hips out. That's it. Last one. Awesome. Right. Shake those legs off. Now, we're all done. Like I was saying, if you enjoyed any of those, feel free to repeat them. If not, give yourself a nice little bend. I'll recommend one to you. Just while you cool down, just give yourself a nice little bend each side as you take some deep breaths to bring that heart rate down until you feel nice and cool. 30 seconds, that's all you need. All right, hope you enjoyed this and I will catch you soon. Bye.